Imagine hitting the open road, not for a holiday though, but chasing this mysterious lead from uh from a forgotten diary,
Okay.
and then finding yourself on this totally unexpected journey, not just finding clues, but like confronting your own past, your whole relationship.
Right, getting really personal.
That's exactly where we're diving in today. We're following this couple, Deb and Avantika, on a pretty intense road trip across India.
Mm.
They're piecing things together from a diary left by a man named Ritam Dey, who's deceased. But, it's not just about finding answers about him.
No, it becomes about them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Their own relationship is under this huge pressure cooker.
Totally. Unraveling and restitching itself with all these surprising encounters and, well, some really deep personal stuff coming out.
And the source material we have for this deep dive, it's really something. It's a chapter excerpt, a personal narrative,
Yeah.
written in the first person.
Yeah.
So you get this direct, unvarnished look into the protagonist's head, his thoughts, his feelings, what he's experiencing.
No filter.
Exactly. It gives you this unique window into their journey, both outside and, inside.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to unpack all of that, to pull out those fascinating nuggets of knowledge, the insights from this story as it unfolds. We're looking at themes of love, sacrifice, trust, the often messy reality of relationships, all while they're on this quest. What does this deep dive really show us about facing your past, embracing change, and maybe what commitment truly means?
That's the core of it. And what strikes you immediately is how this external journey, this road trip, it just forces this internal exploration. Sometimes they don't even seem aware it's happening at first.
Okay, so let's kick off. We start with Deb, he's our narrator, and Avantika. They're in a hotel in Gandhinagar, and you can almost feel the buzz, the adrenaline.
Yeah, they're packing, feeling like, okay, finally we're getting somewhere.
Right. And the lead is this name, Ritam Dey, the dead guy from the diary. But he's becoming more than just a name now.
Definitely. For Deb, he says Ritam now has a name and a personality, which makes Deb feel closer to him. It's like it's personal now.
That shift seems really important. And even before they know the whole story, you see their empathy kick in, right? Especially with Ritam's sister.
Nivedita. Yeah, the thought of her described as crippled, it really saddens them, Avantika especially. She's worried that Ritam's parents, sent her away and maybe never even contacted her again and might not even tell her Ritam's gone.
That concern, it really sets a tone, doesn't it? It shows this compassion they have, even amidst their own sort of chaotic quests.
It does. It underpins a lot of what happens next.
So 15 minutes later, boom, they're in the car.
Yeah.
Starting this massive, 15-hour journey.
And they do this symbolic thing, right? Getting rid of their old We Love Haridwar t-shirts.
Yeah, and buying new I Love Madhya Pradesh ones, shedding their old life.
Exactly. And Deb does this check of their supplies. It's quite revealing.
What's he got?
Well, mineral water, packed food, chips, but also knives, condoms, etc.
Wow, okay. Ready for anything.
Pretty much. It signals this readiness for the unexpected, both practical and, well, maybe personal too.
And that readiness, it speaks to how this whole thing has just shapen up their dynamic, right?
Totally. Deb reflects on it himself. He says, only a week back we were a boring couple.
Yeah.
Watching TV, ordering pizza, having lots of sex.
Usual routine.
Yeah. And this morning, we didn't even think of taking a shower together. But then he admits, I have come to love it.
Interesting. So the shared challenge, the purpose, it's kind of exciting for them, even if it changes their intimacy.
It seems so. That shared quest gives them a different kind of bond. But that's where things take a turn.
Okay.
Because the excitement of the chase crashes right into their own unresolved stuff. Deb's driving, Avantika's rereading the diary.
Ritam's diary.
Right. She starts talking about Ritam, idealizing him almost. Calls him a sweet guy, praises how selfless he was, going to Bangalore for this girl, Ragini.
And she mentioned something specific, doesn't she, about Ragini's past?
Yeah, Ragini confessed she'd had an abortion at 16, and Ritam's reaction was apparently incredibly compassionate. Avantika says, how brave she had been. This is true love.
Oof.
And then the kicker. You don't find guys like that anymore.
Ah, and Deb reacts.
Instantly. What? I would have done the same for you.
And that just hangs there, doesn't it?
Big time. Awkward silence, because it immediately brings up their past, their very messy history.
Let's unpack that because it's crucial. What happened?
So 2 years back, they were at MDI, this top business school in India. Deb got drunk, kissed a classmate, Malini.
Okay, and Avantika.
Forgave him, really quickly, which is interesting in itself.
But there's more.
Oh, yeah. After they got back together, Avantika confesses something. She says she made out with a guy named Kabir while they were broken up.
Ah, and Deb's reaction this time.
Completely different. He flew into a fit of rage, dumped her, told her she disgusted him.
Wow, double standard, much.
Seems like it. He even spent time with Malini again afterwards, though he apparently knew she wasn't Avantika.
So he reacted much harsher to her supposed transgression than she did to his actual one.
Exactly. And then comes the twist. Months later, Deb finds out from Kabir himself.
What?
Avantika had lied. They never kissed. She made it up.
Whoa, why would you do that?
Well, her explanation is pretty raw. She tells Deb later, I had the right to know whether I meant as much to you as you meant to me.
Testing him.
Basically, when you kissed Malini, I forgave you almost instantly. Whereas when I told you that Kabir and I had made out, you just left me like that. She asks him, how do you think I felt back then?
That's quite a confrontation. How does Deb take that?
It seems to hit home. He apologizes, admits, I was just so mad at you. But significantly, he reveals he still missed her, even when he thought she'd cheated.
Really?
Yeah. He even shows her this saved text message, a poem he wrote, full of regret, starting, if I'd only known.
So a moment of real vulnerability from him, finally. Acknowledging the imbalance.
It seems like it. It's not just about saying sorry. It's about them both seeing the hurt they caused, understanding the different ways they reacted.
And Deb connects this back to Ritam again, doesn't he?
He does. He reflects, Ritam was a better person than I will ever be. He had accepted Ragini just the way she was. Then he adds, well, I have my flaws. No one's perfect after all.
Except Avantika, apparently.
Right. He throws in, except Avantika, of course. She is flawlessly divine. Even with his flaws acknowledged, his adoration for her is still there. But maybe with more humility now.
And this realization, this sort of clearing the air, does it change how they interact?
Yeah, Deb makes a conscious effort. He starts saying, I love you a lot more often. Especially, he notes, since that blast may be referring to this argument or just the intensity of the trip.
And like a way to reinforce things.
Exactly. He says, who knows what will happen the next moment. So it's not just affection. It's like actively rebuilding that security. They even have this silly, I love you more exchange.
Mm-hmm. It's a really vivid picture of a couple working through some heavy stuff, choosing to reconnect. Okay, so they've had this intense emotional clear out. What happens next on the road?
Exhaustion hits. 9 hours of driving shifts. They check into a hotel super late, like 2 in the night.
They must be wrecked.
Deb says he's fucking tired, but he still notices Avantika still manages to look smashing.
Huh. Even exhausted, the spark's there.
And there's this nice little moment of tenderness. Avantika gets out of the shower, smells fantastically fruity, snuggles up, whispers, I love you.
A bit of normalcy amidst the chaos.
A brief bit. Because then,
trouble.
yep, heavy beating on the door, shouts of, Kulo, police!
Oh, man. Not what you need at 2 a.m.
Definitely not. They're scared. Deb notes how unpredictable Indian police can be. He thinks fast.
What does he do?
Pulls the media card, says they're in the media, the press. Calls it a no-brainer tactic for getting out of sticky situations. Mentions the power of channels like Edge Talk.
Interesting tactic. Does it work?
It seems to shift the dynamic. Avantika initially pushes back, calls it harassment, but they still have to do the standard procedure. Sign the register, give photocopies. Deb's pragmatic, Avantika's more confrontational.
But the drama isn't over yet, is it?
Not quite. While they're dealing with this at reception, they overhear a heated argument nearby. Deb spots their friends, Shrey and Taya, in another room.
Ah, the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Road trip coincidence.
Exactly. So Deb and Avantika rush in. Deb immediately uses the Pressy High line again.
Does it work on this new policeman?
It seems to make him pause, but he's still judgmental, especially towards Tia, who's only 18. He asks if she should be out like this, what they were doing.
Classic moral policing.
Right. But Avantika shuts it down, fiercely.
What did he say?
She declares, we are doing a project. She is an intern. She is 18 and hence can take her own decisions, and warns them we are not breaking any law. Her confidence basically makes the cop give up.
Wow. She really steps up.
She does. Then outside, Shrey whispers to Deb, press. Since when? Deb, like 15 minutes ago.
Huh. Love it. So what were Shrey and Taya doing?
Shrey admits, they caught us making out on the balcony. The police suspected a sex racket.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That explains the heavy-handedness. And Taya, how's she doing?
She'd been quiet, but then she just breaks down, hugs Avantika, cries. Says the police really scared her, threatened to take her back to Delhi.
Yeah, that would be terrifying for an 18-year-old.
For anyone, really. So the four of them decide to stick together, head to Ahmedabad. But they split up for the night, Avantika with Tia, Deb with Shrey. Not taking any chances.
Smart move. It sounds like this whole ordeal kind of bonded them, though.
It seems to. Shared crisis, right? Deb even texts Avantika about having their own balcony makeout soon. Shows their connection is still buzzing despite everything.
Okay, so new day, new dynamics with 4 people now.
Right. And Shrey's got this amazing bike, a 1987 Harley-Davidson Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
Deb admits he never learned to ride one, thanks to paranoid parents. It's a cute, vulnerable little detail about him.
Contrasts with Taya, I bet.
Totally. Taya wakes up, stretches like a movie star, takes photos, hops on the bike with Shrey, puts on a cute yellow helmet, and zooms off. Total free spirit.
And Deb's watching this.
Yeah, feeling maybe a little jealous, wishing Avantika could have that kind of carefree moment, which sets up something amazing.
Oh, what happened?
They stop to eat. Avantika's turn to drive the car is coming up, but instead, she grabs the bike keys from Shrey.
No way!
Yes, and just rides off on the Harley. Expertly. Deb's totally shocked, shouts, "Since when?"
And her response?
She just shouts back, "Forever."
That is brilliant. A whole hidden side to her.
Isn't it? Deb's initial feeling of being a little sissy vanishes. He jumps on behind her, loves holding her close, whispering dirty things in her ear.
So they get their motorcycle moment after all.
They do.
Oh.
He even notices her driving gets a bit awry when he distracts her. It's playful, intimate.
This journey is really revealing layers in the relationship.
Absolutely. Eventually, they reach Gandhinagar, quiet and dusty, and they're dead tired.
And Deb asks her, right, why she rode the bike.
Yeah. And her answer is complex. Partly, she admits, to stamp superiority over Tia. A little competitive edge.
Yeah. Honest, at least.
But also concern. She calls Tia a kid, says she needs to know what's right and what's not. She is being stupid.
More of that protective, almost maternal side.
But then, vulnerability again. I think I'm just a little jealous too, Deb. She admires Tia's doesn't give a damn attitude, feeling like they, Deb and her, can no longer do that.
That's really insightful. The burdens, or maybe just the realities of being older, committed.
Exactly. It's a poignant moment. Deb reassures her you're the best, but you see that internal conflict in her.
And this difference between Avantika and Tia plays out more, doesn't it? Especially around family.
Yeah, Avantika is described as a very family person. Ironically, given her own tough background, parents treats her like furniture.
Yeah.
She ran away from an arranged marriage.
Right, so she values family despite her own experience.
It seems so. And she gets disturbed by Tia's attitude towards her parents. Tia's just like, they treat me like shit, they never let me do anything.
Typical teenage rebellion, maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But Avantika tries to preach perspective. There are problems in every family. Tia just fires back, I'm young, I'm allowed to make mistakes.
Wow. They really clash.
The narrator describes them as, like, the same poles of a magnet, so similar that they continue to repel each other. Avantika acts like a worried mom. Tia keeps, well, screwing up in Avantika's eyes.
Fascinating dynamic. Okay, so that's Deb and Avantika's journey getting more complex. Let's switch gears now to Ritam's story through his diary.
Right, this provides such a powerful counterpoint. We jump back to December 4, 2010. Ritam arrives in Bangalore for this internship.
The one he went on for Ragini.
Exactly. And immediately, he feels like the third wheel. Nigel, Ragini's boyfriend, picks him up. Ritam sees them hug and just feels like he's hindering their privacy. Goes straight to his room.
That sense of being an outsider hits him right away.
Instantly. And he has doubts about Nigel, but he quickly pushes them down. He sees Nigel looking at Ragini and decides he must be a perfect boyfriend. Seems equally in love with her.
So he's already prioritizing her perceived happiness over his own feelings or intuition?
Absolutely. It's the start of this pattern. He doesn't hear from Ragini that day, can't sleep, texts her goodnight. She doesn't reply.
Oh.
Yeah. He writes, these 2 months are going to be the hardest. He knows what's coming.
In the following days.
Yeah.
Do things get better?
Not really. His internship work is dull and boring. Meanwhile, Ragini has this smile plastered across her face, spending every second of her free time with Nigel.
And Ritam's just watching this.
Watching, observing. He sees Nigel whispering to her in the office, making her blush. He notes she looks so hopelessly in love with him.
It sounds less like jealousy and more like resigned sadness.
I think that's a good way to put it. It's this quiet, internalized ache. He's just observing her joy with someone else.
And this builds up right by December 8th.
Yeah, the loneliness is really getting to him. He writes, As the days pass by and I see myself getting engulfed in loneliness, he remembers when just seeing her was enough. But now, I want more now. I am spoiled.
That self-awareness is heartbreaking. He knows his feelings have shifted.
He does. And this
Yeah.
is when we see his big act of, well, sacrifice. Ragini is stressed. She wants to go out with Nigel for some secret plan, but she has a ton of work.
Let me guess. Ritam steps in.
Like her foolish knight in shining armor, as he calls himself. He offers to do her work so she can leave early.
Even though she doesn't really know what Karan needs
Karan.
doing.
Exactly. She apparently hadn't paid attention during orientation. He just tells her to go. He'll handle it alone.
Wow, that's more than just being helpful. He's actively enabling her relationship with someone else at his own expense.
Completely. It's the ultimate act of selfless, unrequited devotion in this context. And the fallout is just sad.
What happens?
2 days go by. Ragini hasn't even come back from the date, or at least hasn't checked in with him. He texts her.
And her reply?
Just that everything was perfect.
No thought for him covering her work.
Doesn't seem like it. Ritam tries to tell himself he should stop being the pestering friend who worries too much. But he can't help it. He's still worried, hoping she's okay, wishing he could see her.
It really highlights the difference, doesn't it? Deb and Avantika are messy, they fight, they hurt each other, but there's this intense back and forth, this reciprocity, even in conflict. Ritam is just giving silently.
It's a stark contrast. You have Deb and Avantika navigating betrayal, forgiveness, rediscovering intimacy through shared challenges. Then you have Ritam embodying this quiet, almost invisible love, where devotion means constant self-effacement and loneliness.
Pads seem to demand a cost, just different kind.
Absolutely. Confronting the past versus enduring unfulfilled longing, both deeply challenging.
Wow, what an incredible ride we've been on today, really. From those dusty Indian roads deep into the workings of Deb and Avantika's relationship, and then navigating the bittersweet pages of Ritam's diary.
It really shows how these external journeys, these quests, can just force these massive internal deep dives.
Totally. Their search for Ritam's sister ended up being just as much about confronting their own history and figuring out their future together.
While Ritam's diary provides this really poignant look at a different kind of love, one defined by sacrifice and that quiet longing you mentioned.
So, thinking about the takeaways here, it's a powerful reminder that relationships are just rarely simple, right? They need work, conscious effort.
Definitely. And we saw how past hurts, even if you think they're forgiven, they can still echo. They need to be really acknowledged, dealt with.
Yeah, that confrontation, seeing the courage it takes, and also seeing the unexpected strength people find in themselves and in their partners.
And how love and sacrifice show up in such different ways. Sometimes loud and messy, sometimes incredibly quiet, highlighting that gap between how things look and what's really going on inside.
And how commitment gets tested by everything. Big adventures, police raids, hidden talents on motorcycles, and even just quiet, lonely nights writing in a diary.
It covers so much ground.
So here's something to leave you with. Thinking about the raw honesty we got from both Deb and Ritam, what do you think is the real cost of things left unsaid in a relationship? Those unspoken expectations, those feelings that aren't acknowledged, and maybe how much of what we call true love is really just us projecting our own ideals onto someone, rather than, truly seeing their journey for what it is.
That's a deep one. Lots to think about there.
Definitely something to mull over until our next deep dive.